it's Rona, and today is Scraplift Crafternoon, and today we are scrap lifting this layout from Brandi Joe, who is Scrappy Boy Mama on Instagram. So I pulled out this collection because I was making a little birthday card for my grandson, Hudson, who is turning 4. And we had his party on Friday, so I pulled that out, and when I pulled it out, I found these 4 photos in with this collection. So I went ahead and decided I'm just going to go ahead and scrapbook those and do this layout. And this is Saturday morning now. I kind of made the choice on Friday and started cutting some of my, or I actually used a punching some of my little squares, but I didn't get started with the actual layout until Saturday morning. And so here I am adding my little punch squares. I didn't record most of that. I cut most of that out, but they got all stuck down either flat to the page or with that thin foam tape that I showed you, the real thin one. And I did 5 rows instead of the 4 that she did. It looked like hers were probably 2 by 2 squares. I inked all of mine because it looked like that's what she had done. And I have 3 elements. She had 3 photos, and mine, I only had 2 photos. And I decided to go ahead and use those 2 photos, and then I used the little cut apart, well, it's not really cut apart, I think it was just in the die cut pack, as my title, and it says let's have some fun, and I thought that was appropriate for this little crafty day that we were doing. These photos are actually from 2019, and so these are pretty old, and I just happened to find them in there. I haven't finished 2019 albums. I think I finished the beginning, the first volume 1 of 2019 in his brother's book, and I maybe have 2 or 3 layouts left in his for the first part, but this one, these pictures were in September, so I'm not done with that book either. So I am double matting both of the photos, and I think she had a single mat on hers, and then she maybe didn't even mat the other ones, but I decided to double mat because I'm just trying to get more of these patterns in here because, you know, it's already busy, so we might as well throw on a few more patterns, right? But I'm actually using up some scraps. I didn't cut into any full sheets. I think I have everything on here is with scraps, and so I was pretty excited to get some of that used up. I have all of my dinosaur little boyish paper in one iris container, and what I used for the card was actually not this line. It was a different line, and maybe even 2 lines. I think Simple Stories was part of it, and I'm not sure on the other one, but anyway, this one is an Echo Park. I believe it was Dino Friends or something to that effect. So I had all of my squares done, and you see there's one missing there, but I pulled one off that I decided I wanted to use as an embellishment, and now because I thought the picture was going to cover it, but now it's maybe not quite going to cover it, so I'm going to go ahead and move that so that we can get that one that's missing covered up. And there's the other piece, and I just thought it would be fun to have one of the little squares over here. She had a little trio of buttons, and I thought, well, I'm going to use one of the squares to just kind of pull, you know, one of those over here and make it all make sense on this side, and that add a couple of other little things to add that little trio like she had. And I know that mine is, you know, I put my squares all on the other side, and mine are definitely, it's definitely going to end up a little bit different, but you can tell where the inspiration came from, and I think that's the point of these scrap lifts. It's not to copy it exactly, it's to, you know, draw some inspiration, which I definitely did. So I'm going to add a tag up there that says your dynamite. And I'm going to add some more Scrap and Happy Flair in a couple more places. He's going to end up there, and then I think I switched that one out. Yep, the one that's up there now is the one that's going to stay. So I'm going to go ahead and make some more choices here and get these all put down. I actually did stop in the middle of this layout and go to my grandson's football game. Not this grandson, the other ones, the youngest one, well, of the two boys, the brothers. It was Bryson's football game, and just for fun, I'm going to add a couple of his touchdown, a little part of a video clip and a picture from two of his touchdowns today. Well, he had two touchdowns, and then he had a touchdown pass, or maybe two different passes when he was playing quarterback for the 2-point conversion. And then I think he scored one of the 2-point conversions also. So they won today. It was fun, and I'm doing this voiceover, and then I'm going to run out the door to some baseball games. So we had lots of fun things happening today. But I wanted to get this ready so that it'll be up for you when it's supposed to be tomorrow. So getting everything, since I have popped up some things, some of the little squares with the thin tape, I'm going to pop up my photos, and I really had to fuss around a little bit with the photo that was going over the squares, because some of it was taller and some of it was, and I don't want my picture to get bent in the albums because some things are popped up and I couldn't pull it back off. So I end up just maneuvering the foam tape underneath so that it was all even, and it worked out fine. But pre-planning would have probably been a little smarter. I'm not always for pre-planning. Sometimes I'm just winging it. But I decided on my little clusters here. I tied that little piece of twine, and I am going to have to slide it back off of there and move the knot over because it's just interfering with my flare, and I don't want it to cover up the dinosaur's head. So I'm just going to scoot it over to this other side, and I like how that looks better anyway. After I get this down, and since the picture was popped up, my little square had to be popped up as well on the places where it wasn't going to be over the picture. The little palm tree and dinosaurs, those were from Doodlebug. And so I don't know if I have any of the paper or anything that goes with that collection, but I still had some of the little, well, it looked like I had most of that package. So maybe I bought it separate in addition to, and just added it to this bin because I knew I had a lot of little dinosaur things. We've had other dinosaur birthday. Somebody else had a dinosaur birthday, and then Hudson's dinosaur birthday was last night, and so we're always going to have dinosaur stuff with the little boys, I think. So that's kind of fun. And I've got lots of different papers and things because it's all cute. So I do want to say this, if you are brand new to my channel, I hope you will look at some of the other videos before you decide whether or not to subscribe, because this is probably not my normal style at all. But it was fun, and I have joined the Scraplift Crafternoon, and when they asked me, I was excited to do this because it does kind of stretch me a little bit, makes me do things maybe that's not my normal look, and that's kind of fun. I have different, I like every page in my album to look a little bit different, and so having this to do once a week has been a lot of fun for me, and yeah, just changing what I'm doing a little bit because we're scrap lifting. So I'm not choosing the layout. I mean, I have the opportunity to choose some of them, but everyone from the team is choosing different layouts, and some of them may not have been one that I would have picked for myself because I know it's not my normal style, but getting to do it is fun because then my page looks different and it's not my normal, same old that I always do. It stretches me and gets me out of my box. So here's my pictures, and I'm going to have this little video clip. Here's my little guy in purple with all the green guys chasing him, and he dukes a few here and there and then runs in for the touchdown. I thought that was fun for adding into this video today. And then here's another one of his touchdown. I just had a still shot because, of course, I want to scrapbook it. And that's it for today. Don't forget to check out the playlist down below for all the ladies playing with Scraplift Crafternoon. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.